Good morning. Can you hear us? Can everybody hear us? Is everything okay? Are we on the air? You don't know yet? Do you not know yet? What are you doing? Nika's always on her phone. Can I hear myself? Can I hear myself? Well, I can hear myself, which is wonderful. Can they hear me out there? I think they can. I think the things are moving.
I think they can.
Musical.
It makes me want to go to the One Radio app and check it out.
It makes you want to go to the One Radio.
The One
app.
Hub app and go to the One Radio and check it out.
Hub.
That's what it makes me want.
Download it today for only 99 cents.
Good morning, Cynthia. Why are we not? What's going on? Oh, are we late?
Who's late? It's 8. Oh, it's certainly going to be a delay.
Oh, certainly.
It's certainly going to be a delay because we have to make sure that all the censors get in because people like Paul be coming in here swearing all the time. Well, he don't really be coming in swearing.
But other people do.
But sometimes he says things we don't like, so we have to edit that out.
Well, no, he does swear. He says words like Trump.
Just kidding, Paul. Just kidding.
Stuff like that, you know.
Oh, my gosh. Happy Thursday morning.
Yes, for sure. Like totally been kind of missing y'all because we haven't been fully going on. What's up, Tony? But I'm sorry. I'm checking.
Do we sound good? Check. I don't know if we sound good. Let's find out. Somebody's gonna let me know soon.
I feel like we're almost sounding good.
Like we're almost.
We're almost. I mean, might be a little bit loud, but we're almost sounding good.
We're almost sounding good.
That looks good. We look good.
Yeah, we look good.
Look at me.
That is just what it is.
That's all that matters. All right, people. When you hear us say, "Are we sounding good?" That's your clue to start putting those hearts out and things of that sort. So,
right.
That
so
way.
you okay. You think that you're having another conversation on the side. You know they have to wait until we don't sound good or do sound good.
Right. Like we got to sound like something, right? I know.
So she's like, okay, I don't know if we're sounding good. Hey, everybody, let us know when we say, do we sound good after the fact. When we say, do we sound good, hit us with the hearts. How you going to know?
Hit us with the hearts.
Oh my gosh. Either way, good morning. It is a beautiful Thursday. Look at me. It is a beautiful Thursday morning, and just want to let you know that just to get the weather out because Nika's been trying to do weather for weeks now.
Been on the schedule.
It is a current brisk 78 degrees outside. Unfortunately, it feels like 78 degrees outside and not 71. And hold on a second. I'm getting word. This just in. Loud. Close to blown out. Only when you're up on the mic. Otherwise, it's good. So get away from the mic, Zay. Get away from the mic. Okay.
Loud.
So,
okay, I can't hear us on the radio, though. That sounds good.
Guess what?
That sounds great.
You heard us on the radio.
No,
okay.
that was the TV.
Oh, that was the TV. You're saying that the radio can't hear us?
But the radio.
But look, the levels are going, and we're making it happen, and it's wonderful out there. Somebody let us know if we're on the radio. This is bananas. We got to get this right. And here's the thing. Look forward to another day of what the hell are we doing, because we're going to switch out the whole system now. Like everything, it gives us too many problems.
Right.
So we're about to switch everything out.
Right. New computer,
new stuff, new over the weekend. We're probably going to, and then Monday morning, you're going to tune in and we're going to be like,
can you hear us?
We're going to be like this.
Can you hear us?
I don't know. What does it say over there? I don't know. Should we start the show? I don't know. It's going to be bananas, but it's fine. Either way, beautiful 78 degrees outside in the Alamo City. Feels like 78 degrees. The high today will be triple digits yet again.
Beautiful.
101 degrees.
And did I say beautiful? I did not mean to say that. That just came out. That just came out, and I didn't mean it to.
I know how you really feel.
Look,
here's the cool part.
Okay, there's a cool part of it being 102.
75 degrees low tonight. So it's going to be gorgeous tonight.
Finally.
75 degrees.
At 11 p.m., mind you, at night.
When we're sleeping because we got to wake up early for this.
You checking that 101? Or when's that 101?
101 today.
Okay. So
the low will be 75.
Last night, I want to say it was last night.
Yes.
It was 101 degrees at midnight. I said, what in the hell? Remember I was talking about doing midnight barbecues?
Yes.
Right out the window.
Why would we want to do that?
Why would we still can't do them?
Just because when the sun is not on your neck.
But it's still on you.
Yeah, but it might be. Like, what if it's 101, but there's a nice trade wind coming through? Like a nice
I don't even know if
breeze.
there's any trade wind. Now, that might be a fan.
We create our own trade winds. If we don't make this wind, you will not practice trade with us.
I'm just saying, we got to, yeah, like a fan. That's about all the trade winds I could think of. But,
fine. Anyway, 78 degrees in the Alamo City currently.
Hot.
It's going to be amazing. Well, yeah, it's fine. I think it's fine. I don't think it's as hot as you think it is. Now, sometimes there are times where I've gone outside after being in a cold studio or being in a cold thing where that heat will smack me in the face.
And you'll be like, what the hell? And
I'm like, yo, it's warm out here. I get in the car, turn on the AC, and it's no longer, and I'm good. See, and then I go inside, and I'm good.
Tony Clark says he's in Wisconsin right now, and the high is 80.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. He said, come over here, the high is 80. No.
Yeah, but the high, the high is 80 in the dead heat of summer, and then you go to the dead heat of winter, and the high is 8.
Right. Well, my homeboy, he actually lives in 2 places, right? And one of them, and don't get me to lying, I forget where he goes to, but he lives where it snows, right?
He lives where it snows.
So basically what he does is he lives here during the winter.
Okay.
And he lives there during the summer because his summers are about 80 degrees. He's 75, 80 degrees right now, chilling. Okay. But their winters are 5 degrees and below. So he back here when it's 78 degrees, chilling. It's like he lives in Hawaii, but not.
He's a snowbird. Isn't that the term? The snowbirds, like they go looking for the heat. Right?
But he doesn't even look for the heat. He's looking for 80 degrees, baby. 80 degrees.
That's what I'm saying. So when it's cold, when it's snowing in one place, they fly away to places that are way more warmer.
Yeah.
Do you know that if you one of the reasons that Florida is so coveted by older folks is because of places like Key West. Now, Key West is, admittedly, it's hardcore when it's hurricane season because those guys need to evacuate like all the time.
Right.
But if I told you Key West, the average temperature year round is 72 degrees or 74 degrees or something like that.
Oh, beautiful. Year round. That's why all the old people are
That's
there.
why everybody.
Because they can't do cold, they can't do hot.
And they're not. I'm
good.
Just beautiful right here,
and everything must be walking distance.
And yeah, everything is walking distance. Well, it's a teeny weeny island, right?
How far does it go? 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere. No. How far is that? About 5 minutes.
Because in San Antonio, everything's about 20 minutes away. I mean, unless you got to go on if you on the way other to the way other, that's different.
During traffic
but
jam.
Generally, everything is 20 minutes away on 1604.
Or 410. What is that? Yeah,
it's the website it's the web.
Don't do that.
Yeah, he's like, don't do that. I'm scared.
Too much happening. Too much happening. So use your phone. Use your phone.
I love it. All right. So this morning, guys, we are supposed to be, and I'll say supposed to because I'm not sure, but apparently the play folks are coming in. So if we stop and do the get up and the chair change and all that, that's because Erica and the folks are in the building. If we never get up, then they're not here. So just to give you.
So the stage play that we're talking about is Unfaithful, right?
Yeah,
so,
Unfaithful. And Erica's in there, which is Scrappy's. At season 1 and 2, it was Scrappy's baby mama, right? And I kind of liked Erica.
Season 1 and 2 of what?
Season 1, 2, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Yes.
So Erica,
this is the older flyer. So sorry about that. But the lady that's in the corner right there with that green hair, she's no longer in it, and now Erica is in it.
Oh, so they're not seeing it currently anyway. Hold on.
Okay, good.
I will show you. That is not it. Oh my.
But it's a heavy hitters, man. Like everybody in there is a star, of some type, on some something, right?
Right.
Shirley Murdoch is in the play. One of the guys from one of those groups. I'm a real good marketer right now. One of those guys from one of those groups.
You know, one
is
of those
in the play.
One of those guys.
Yeah, but I heard the play was like ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Like ridiculously good.
Oh my goodness.
So it doesn't even need the stars per se, but yeah, really, really, really good.
I can't wait. So instead of which one? This one right here?
Instead of that one, it's Erica.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's Erica.
From Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, season
Atlanta.
1.
Boom.
Yeah.
There you go. And so she'll be in the play this weekend, and with any luck, she will be here this morning to tell us and talk to us a little bit about the play, a little bit about how she got involved, and yes, also to give away some tickets.
I mean, this
but
is
you know, we
about.
like the information as well. Like we like to talk to her and talk about the play and get some behind the scenes, some juicy like
stuff.
how do you,
or like even how is it to be a
not
like
talking about gossip now. We talking about
how
like,
is it to be like a stand-in, because she is, you know, she just got put on the play, so
Right.
like you got days to remember parts and
Right.
stuff, and
Right.
for the cast to get used to you. So just how is
Right.
that experience in
Right.
itself?
Is there
You know?
people looking at you like you're the new kid in the cafeteria?
Yeah.
Nobody want to eat next to you yet because we don't know
we
you.
don't know you.
We don't know you.
We really like that old girl.
Yeah.
We like the first cast member. You know how that goes. So I'm just saying.
I like people that aren't new.
All right.
Hit you with the-
Ooh, crazy. So
And you're a great actress? Yeah, I think great actresses are the ones that aren't brand new. How you like that? I like actresses that have been here already.
those are the good ones right there.
That's
So-
my Donald Trump impression.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Because that's what he's. I like. Remember he said that about John McCain. He said, "I like war heroes that haven't been captured." So, anyway, I know I don't want to get into that, but
Are you cursing on air again?
I am.
Stop it.
I am. I apologize.
Stop it. I'm not even going to bring up what's going on in the news with him now. I'm not even going to bring that up.
You know what? Let's talk about entertainment news.
Are we going to go with the celebrities?
Let's talk a little bit about. Well, yeah. I mean, that's. You know.
Okay,
we either got to talk current events or we got to talk about entertainment because that's where we're in. Unless you want to talk about what's new in Hungarian wood making, we could talk about. Did you see the way?
What is new in Hungarian wood making?
Did you see the way Flitzel created that dovetail joint in the corner of that drawer cabinet? It was amazing.
I'll give you some.
Flitzel, big shot to Flitzel. Sorry.
Why you took that story and just ran a little bit more with it?
Because you don't know that I'm not telling you exactly what's going on in that world. You don't know I'm not telling you what's really good. You don't know that that's not my world.
Stop that.
You don't know I'm also brand new.
Okay, I'm going to give you some politics, some entertainment, and some foolishness all wrapped in one.
All wrapped in one? Mm-hmm. Okay.
You ready?
Hit me. Yeah.
Ivanka Trump is closing her store. Politics, foolishness, people.
Yeah.
All in one.
Yeah.
She's closing her store. But does
this make you particularly sad?
No.
Okay.
I didn't even know she had one until she became like up there in the house. You know, people. I didn't even really know. I wasn't following, you know what I'm saying, Ivanka Trump and what her endeavors were or anything.
Right.
So I didn't know. But of course, you know, when she became, or her daddy became part of the house up on the hill.
Right.
It's terrible that we don't even want to just give the man. Can't even. You wouldn't call President Obama. You kept on calling him Mr. Obama, so I'm gonna call him 45.
Mr. Obama. Look
at that.
Yes.
Tony, we're gonna talk about it. Tony, I'm gonna hook you up. We're gonna talk about that today.
I'm trying to find my feet and I cannot. Find
But she closed her stores, and you know, the reason behind it was one of the things that I was trying to figure out what was going on.
We got people singing in the background. It's crazy.
I know. They can't. So the reason behind what Ivanka was saying, why she wanted to close her stores, right? That's what made me like go, oh no. Because it said that she's working.
Because the alternative might be worse.
Right.
What are you doing?
Keep the store open.
I buy one of everything you make.
If you stay in the fashion industry. But the reason why she's closing is because of all the work that she's doing in the White House, and the fact that she's in all these endeavors, and her future plans to be doing more endeavors in the White House. And I'm like, nah, boo, you got 2 hot mo years, and you got to go. You ain't got a future there. This is me saying, you ain't got a future in the White House, boo. No, ma'am. I need you to keep that store open.
Okay.
Keep selling them draws.
Okay.
Because
So let me tell you.
I need her not to have a future
in politics.
endeavors
Right.
anywhere near that block.
So let me tell you. Good morning, Glow. Let me tell you. I'm thinking if you watch the news, whichever one, you do realize that there is a situation where. Okay, you do realize that there is a situation where the clothing wasn't selling, and it was actually being dropped by a lot of stores.
Oh, absolutely.
It was being dropped. People weren't selling them. Nordstrom's wasn't selling the clothing anymore.
I do remember all of these things.
And a lot of people were saying that a lot of the stores were saying that the reason they were dropping it wasn't because of politics, wink, wink, wink. It was because they weren't selling. Right. And if they're not selling, it's probably because of politics.
Probably because of your daddy.
It's probably because of politics. So if they're not selling and people are dropping you,
you might as well close the store.
So are we closing the store because I just want to? I have other things to concentrate on. No,
that she's closing the store because ain't nobody buying her stuff.
Buying your stuff.
But I need you not to think in your mind for 2 seconds that you got any more years other than the 2 already promised to you.
But you can honestly say that right now, the thing that's giving her that check is what's happening in Washington, D.C. right now. Right?
I get
her D.C. game is what's paying her right now. So she's probably thinking, okay, the fashion thing ain't working out. I'm a pivot.
But I'm trying to be a friend. I'm trying to prepare her for what needs to come, right? And if the people out there don't get out there and vote, and we looking at this for 8 years,
right? Send her back to fashion.
I'm just gonna start walking around and slapping people.
Why you slap me? I don't know, but you probably
because you probably didn't vote.
You probably didn't vote. Probably voted the wrong way if you did.
Right.
It's terrible. Terrible.
Like
terrible.
For real. I'm just gonna start slapping people. Maybe that will be the key. I don't know. But okay, little bit of Ivanka politics stuff. News. Y'all know she could hire someone to handle her business. They're probably not successful, and this is a way to bow out and save face.
You know what? I have to admit, can I admit, that about 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, I bought a Donald Trump something. Like I bought one, like a tie or something. Like I think I have a tie hanging in my closet that's a Donald Trump tie. Like Donald Trump menswear or whatever it is. Like, cause he also, not just her, but he also has clothing and accessories for men and wallets and, you know, the such.
Absolutely.
And I think about 7, like I think I have a tie in my closet.
That's a Trump tie.
That's a Trump tie.
Wow.
And it was like fly. So I bought it. It was like, if it's the one I think, it's like yellow with like really cool like white pinstripe, like it's really dope. And I think I need to just cut the little thing off the back.
Says Trump.
Wear it anyway.
Where'd you get it, Ross? Got it at Ross.
No, and that's probably the thing. I probably did
got it at Ross, right? And you don't know what brand it is, and who knows?
No, but it'll say. So I think I have. If my wife is listening, I would love for you to take a picture and send it. If you look in my closet in my tie section, if you go to the east wing of the closet in my tie section, if you look through, if you can take the afternoon and just search through all the ties, you will see a Donald Trump.
This fool said, "Could you take a pic and send it to me?
I would really love to know to see if I still want that tie."
Yeah, you do. You said it was fly.
Well, if it's the one I'm thinking,
right?
If it's one that I'm never wearing,
then we can give it away.
We can burn it. Goodwill on the Republican side.
Don't even take it to the east side Goodwill. Thank you, sir. Take it to
the Republican Goodwill.
Somebody else's Goodwill.
Maybe.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's terrible. I shouldn't say that. I mean,
Cindy said
it's not
she had
the
nice
tie's
shoes.
fault who his daddy is. What?
Yeah, it is. Okay, so check it out. Tony wanted to talk about phonics. So I'm going to ask Tony exactly what you wanted to talk about phonics. And I think, you know, because he's in a business where there's not a lot of African American people who run the business. And we're talking about Tony Clark, who owns Next Level Catering, who is here with the chef to talk about the fabulous kids.
He's in an industry where there aren't a lot
There's
of black
not a lot of black
people
people that run the companies, right? And so, you know, you tend to, and I think we've all been there before, especially those of us who are educated, have all been to in a situation where someone wanted to say something like, "You speak so well." Y'all remember that? Back in the day, that used to make
speaks so eloquently.
Black people hotter than fish grease. He speaks so, he could be president of the United States. He speaks so well. Like, what does that mean? You mean because I'm using the proper grammar and verbiage or whatever, all of a sudden?
Because I speak English and I'm not talking to you like I talk to my friends.
Right. I speak so well. Like, it's almost it's almost just, can you put those around there?
Sure.
Because he needs them.
He needs headphones?
Yes, he needs headphones. So that's, and I know Glow has heard that before.
Stop singing so loud.
And
I could hear you singing from over here. I know you jamming out to Usher. Okay. And I'm not talking on the radio right now.
That's something I can't agree on. I don't agree with that.
R. Kelly or Usher, neither one. He wasn't singing them.
You don't like Usher? What happened to Usher? Anyway, continue.
So Tony says what makes sounding black different from sounding white? That was one of his questions that he just asked right now. And again, I tell you, I know I've had this conversation with Glow before, because she's she's a dictionary, you know, a thesaurus, whatever you want to call it. Look it up, call Glow. She'll give you another word for that word. So it's interesting, I guess, to hear that from folks, that someone speaks so well or you speak so eloquently.
Right.
Eloquence
is the main difference,
here's
though,
the
right?
thing.
In what they're looking for to say, this is what you sound like.
Because there is a fact of people who speak well and speak very eloquently, right? That separates you from just regular speech. Okay, just us talking regular speech, and then you get up and you do a presentation, right? And you're just capturing, you're captivating, you're entertaining, you speak good. You're a good speaker, right?
Speak well.
You speak well. Thank you. I'm just saying. My whole point. My whole point here. So all that to say that's different from just regular speaking with correct vocabulary and diction and everything else. And I think when we hear that you speak so well thing, we're just speaking with regular diction. We're just speaking regularly. Right? We're not putting the slang in there. We're not putting the street talk. We're not putting all of that in there. And so since that's not in there, now it becomes, we speak good. Now hold up now. I'm just speaking like the English teacher taught me in 4th grade and 3rd grade and 5th grade and 6th, all that stuff. It shouldn't be any different. But because of our color, it becomes a separation.
I think that you're right in that it's a tool that's used to differentiate us between, you know, our lighter pigmented brothers and sisters, right?
Right.
So it can be used as a tool for that. But if you guys open your eyes, there's plenty of people that do not speak well. Right. And it's hard. It is hard to hear, though. It's really hard to hear. Like the you speak so well it would be a compliment if you didn't know what was behind it. Right.
It would be a compliment if I just got through speaking to a crowd.
Right.
You speak so well. Thank you.
Right. Or you speak so eloquently, which is not the term that they're using, right?
Yes.
So if you looked at one of us and said, "Wow, you guys are so eloquent," thank you. Right.
But if you look at us and say,
what were you expecting? What were you expecting?
What were you expecting?
Like we're Scandinavian and we just learned English. You speak so well. Like we just learned English. Like what we speak otherwise is not English.
Boom. It's so frustrating. So and Tony also said, what makes sounding black different from sounding white? So Tiffany Haddish has a new movie. I don't know if y'all have seen the previews or whatever for it.
Night School?
Night School.
Night School. Yeah.
I love Tiffany now. I'm
We put
loving
some
her.
stuff up on
And of
Zay.com
course,
yesterday for that. Yeah.
awesome. So we get tickets.
No. Promotion.
Okay, so we got the so it's Night School, and she's with Kevin Hart in this movie, right?
Yep.
I think it's going to be hilarious.
Yep.
And she is a teacher. Okay.
Kevin Hart, perfect example. I mean, it sums it up in all one thing. Kevin Hart looks at Tiffany Haddish and asks the question, "What? So I got learning herpes?"
She's a boy.
And that's the whole movie is right there for you. Now,
it's so good.
Enjoy.
I like the previews of it. But in that, the principal or whatever of the school, when he's talking to Tiffany or Kevin, he is talking and he's using quote unquote black words, right? Like, oh, this is gonna be lit. Different things like I can't think of them right now, but. Basically, so she's like basically calling them out. Oh, so you trying to tell me you ain't trying to talk black or by saying these words? He's like, what? I always come 100. She's like, I mean, it's just, and it becomes, and it's that ridiculous, right? To where like, okay, so you talking to a black person and now all of a sudden you want to use these urban lingos because you're assuming I'm using these I don't even use those urban lingos and you use them in front of me. It's almost disrespectful.
Right.
At that point, like, what is you trying to do? I don't get that.
There's a level of social interaction that some people don't seem to grasp, right? Or some people struggle with grasping, and that is reading the cues of the current interaction. Some things work in those situations. Check your surroundings now.
Yeah,
some people don't, or some things don't work in that situation. You and I are here. We do like this when it comes to...
Depends on what we're talking about.
Depends on what we're talking about, right? So we do like this and we do like this, but we always pick up on the current cues, right? Current social cues will dictate what is proper and improper in the way you speak, right? And that is what creates eloquence.
Yeah.
Right?
So
being able to...
My question is, do you call the people out? Do you call the people out?
I'm about to call somebody out now.
that speak like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, or that say that. So like these, oh, you speak well away. Do you call those folks out or correct them?
You know what? I've been in that situation. I have a great, amazing friend who has that issue sometimes, right? And I will sometimes pull him to the side or talk to him afterward. I'll never call him out. Like, you never want to, especially if it's a friend, you never want to embarrass somebody. Like, that's just not a cool move. Yeah, that's not a cool move. You never really want to embarrass somebody. But I don't think it would be ill-advised to pull somebody aside when you have a private moment and say, hey, cool it with the slang. Or, hey, you know what? Loosen up. It's all right. Or, like, read the social cues. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Or calm down.
Or like, or just ask, like, why did you say that? You know what I'm saying? Why? Because that's my whole thing. I want to know the reason of why you feel like I speak so well.
Right.
Versus eloquently or whatever the case may be. I feel like a lot of the things that people say that are probably inappropriate or rude or whatever, disrespectful, I think they don't realize that they're doing it. Right? So if you educate them on it, then they won't do it to the next guy.
Right.
So at what point do we start telling people, hey, okay, so that's wrong, right? Me speaking so well, that sounds crazy. Now, if I speak eloquently because I know how to work the crowd and do all that, say that.
Time and a place.
But don't say that I speak so well, because that is disrespectful.
Right. That means that you weren't expecting me to
know English.
Right. To know English. Tony's asking the question, in certain circles, if you sound black, but what is sounding black?
And that's that ghetto.
And I think that sounding black is a misnomer. It's not about sounding black as much as it is people are conflating that term with sounding urban or being urban or
there you go.
or just interacting in a very urban manner. I don't sound black when I'm talking around my people. I sound me. Right. I sound urban, right? Because I am not black, but I do use the same vernacular, if you will, right? So, but again, time and a place. If I'm out in the streets, so to speak.
We at the picnic at the park. What up?
I'm gonna be what I'm gonna be if I'm in a public venue, or if I'm not speaking with somebody who can see me on that level, then you got to do that too. The thing is that not everyone can morph to different situations, right? And I think that that's also where the whole keeping it real, I gotta keep it real.
Okay.
People that don't know
how to right. What's that word? What's the word where the lizards and they go and they change the color and they can switch and they on the green and they green and on the brown and they brown and they I can't think of the word. I can't think of the word right now.
They don't know how to adapt to every situation.
To whatever
right? So
situation
if they're not
that you're
adapting,
in,
they feel like, oh, I gotta come up with a term for that because I'm just
gonna keep it real the whole time. Nah, and see
that's just you being you and not being able to read the cue. And
now
that's
you know
fine.
what's funny
you
about
still have
that?
To be you.
When that word came out, so I feel like the people who, just like you said, like I really can't, I'm just me all the time. Literally, like I'm in this particular situation, so I'm not used to adapting to different surroundings, right? Just like you said. So I come up with the word keeping it 100. Then they come to people like us and say, you're being fake and fraud because you're not keeping it 100. Nah, boo, I'm me all the time.
All the time.
And I've got different layers to this thing over here. You got to peel them off.
Right.
I'm not just one dimensional.
Right.
I've got all kinds of layers,
but
they're all me.
They're all me.
They are
same
all
way I can interact with you is the same way I can interact with the president of the United States
right.
or the mayor or you know, a board on
and
Fortune
just because
500 or
you
whatever.
you don't have the ability or feel like you don't have the ability to go from the boardroom to the Domino's room to the whatever.
Right.
That doesn't mean that someone's being fake.
Right.
You know, that just means I can hang out wherever.
I can be wherever.
Wherever and be and do what you do.
Yeah, and it's okay. Here's the thing.
Chameleon. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Whoever's listening, it's okay. You don't have to have. I mean, it's a skill, right? So with some people, it's a natural thing to be able to go from spot to spot and be able to
switch it up.
Yeah, be able to switch it up, be able to interact with different types of people in different situations all over the world. Some people can do that, some people can't. For some people, it's a natural thing. For some others, it's a learned behavior. We're in a military city. You're telling me that anybody that you know that didn't grow up as an army brat, let's say, or some kind of military brat, doesn't have that skill. My wife was the first one to teach me that almost all military kids have that skill because
they move
you
around
don't know.
so much.
They move around so much. You don't know when you're going to be the new kid. So you learn to adapt to every school, to every classroom, to every cafeteria.
Yeah.
You learn how to adapt and make friends quickly.
Some people are great at it. Other people, not so much. There's some kids that have a problem with that, you know, moving schools all the time. They have a problem with that. But that's one group of people that definitely have been experienced of having to move in different areas, and later when they grow up, it's like that kind of helped me because I met different people, so I know that there's more than just me out here. The problem with never leaving an area is you think everybody acts like the people on the east side. And I don't care who the people on the east side are, white, black, different, old, young, or whatever. You think everybody is the same way as the people on the east side, and that's just not the case. Not just east side San Antonio, but east side Europe. You know what I'm saying? People act differently all over the world. And the more that you can see that and experience that, the easier it is to understand that, this way I can be this way, this way I could be this way, and it's all good.
It
and
opens
it's
up
all
so many doors.
It's
it opens
all
up so many doors to meet new people. And here's the thing though. You're listening and this is not you. That's okay. That is also okay. Be you. If meeting new people and changing your interactive skills with them or morphing into different situations in order to, you know, get the best outcome for your situation. If that's not you, then it's not you. It's okay. You don't have to make up terms. You don't have to and you don't have to be defensive. Some people are just one way,
and that's what it is. That's
what it is, and we love you for being that one way. Love is love. Don't worry about that.
Well, and that's the cool thing, and I think I saw that today on a social media post. It was like, gosh, people got to remember that not everybody's the same. You know, there are social butterflies out there, and then there's people that are not. You know, there are. If you're a Christian, you are. If you're not, you're not. But you can't put the stuff that's on you on other people.
Right.
You know, and that's what we have to do. Respect their space and where they're at and whatever they do or believe or whatever. You ain't got to be their best friend. You ain't even got to be their friend.
Absolutely.
You just got to be respectful.
Just be respectful. Oh, my gosh. How much sense are you making right now? I mean, that is, honestly, I think if everybody implemented just that one thing in daily life, everybody did it. Oh my God.
Man, we'd be living in all kinds of coolness.
All kinds of coolness. It's like, hey, do you?
Yeah,
I'm not.
it's
I
all
respect.
good.
I respect you, and
You respect my space. I respect
respect-
yours, and we
gosh.
just keep it going.
it'd be amazing.
It'd be amazing. So, I know it was you're talking about some fun entertainment news. I know we got some good stuff. Do you know that apparently they accused Anthony Anderson of the Me Too thing?
Okay.
Did you see that?
I did not, but what happened?
I didn't even really want to look at it. That's why I was kind of hoping you saw it. Look at me.
No.
I looked at it and I
I'll
was
find
like, because, you know, here's the other thing about this, right?
Uh-huh.
Who else is tired of seeing another person accused? Because it went.
You know what? I'm not.
You're not tired?
Accuse
Okay.
everybody that's done it.
Well,
If you're at fault,
yeah, if you feel like
if
they've
you're
done
at
it, then
fault,
accuse them.
Then accuse them. And if they didn't do it, and if it turns out that this person
a false
it was a false
accusation?
accusation, that's a false accusation.
No, they
But
gotta be-
honestly,
they need to
This is
get-
not something. For me personally, this is not something that we need to get tired of.
I feel like I'm tired of it.
If people are getting taken advantage of, if people are being hurt, molested in any way, if they're in situations where they're for whatever reason, livelihood has to depend on their sexual submission to another person, that is abuse to me. And anytime that we can hear about that and stamp that out,
Right.
then do it. That should not be something that
So,
we,
but how many times-
injustice. How many people, oh, we tired of hearing, oh, another black guy got killed by a cop. Oh, I'm so tired of hearing that. We're not doing that.
Guess what we're tired of hearing? We're tired of hearing that no policeman has been arrested for killing a black person
Okay.
that's unarmed.
I'm
I'm
with you.
tired of hearing that because
I'm
that
with
just
you.
happened again.
Right, I'm with you.
Someone just killed
But we're not
another
but-
person.
But it's more important to keep hearing about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and I guess and here's the thing. What you said is very true, but more than half of the accused have not been that. They have not been taken advantage of in a whatever way to where they couldn't get a job or they couldn't do this unless they did their sexual stuff. Like it hasn't been that. It's been a comment that somebody said, kind of like when we were talking about Morgan Freeman, you know, and they replayed the video and we're like, what happened? Where do we see something?
But that's not the majority of what's
Yeah,
happening, because
a lot
there's
of
an
the-
entire Me Too
well,
movement.
hold
That's
on.
not the majority.
You're right, because
The majority of
all
the
the people
stuff
in
isn't
politics have
wrong.
been 100% on, right?
Yeah,
But
The
okay, so maybe
majority
it's,
has not been
maybe
wrong.
it's just the black.
You're tired of the
ones-
wrong ones.
And that's what I'm tired of, because it seems like to me, again, it might be my own observation, but my wrong ones are all black men, right? It's been a lot of black men that have been put out there and they did this, and then it's like, okay, well, what did they do? And then it's very, we're not seeing it, you know, and it seems like they're pulling for straws and pulling for this. It's not an obvious, yes, these people did this, which we've seen a lot of.
Yeah.
You're right, you know, and that's when I was like, dang, they getting all the white men right now, because there was a lot of politicians and it was a lot of stuff for a good 3-4 months.
A lot of Hollywood.
Like
a lot of
Hollywood, all the producers and things of that. So we did see it, and it was a lot of non-black, non-African American men. When the African American men started rolling in left and right, a lot of them were they weren't cut like, oh, I see that. It was very much of I'm pulling for straws or something to try to make these men guilty. And I'm sick of that. Like, I'm really, really sick of that, because at what point does the false accuser get ridiculed as much as the person whose life just got completely flipped upside down?
Upended, yeah.
And now there's a whole group of people that no matter what you say, oh no, you're part of that. You did something wrong. You know, and then, but the accuser is at home chilling. And at some point, they need to have, if there is not hard evidence or proof or something, and I'm not gonna say hard, but you know what I mean, like something that we can go to court for to say this is the evidence that I have that this person did that. That's kind of hard to say too, because people can grab on you and say stuff and there's no evidence to show up. Right. But I just feel like there needs to be some consequences for the false accusers as well, or the accusers that say I was uncomfortable in that situation. True. Right? This man said something to me and I was uncomfortable. But you're putting them out there like those guys that are literally keeping jobs away from people if they don't have sex with them. A man taking a shot trying to holler at you and somebody not giving you a job if you don't have, are completely different things. And you can't put those in the same category. And through that whole movement, I felt they were grouping them all together. And it's like, that's dangerous. Because the people who are really getting Me Too'd, their story starts watering down. Right. Because we're seeing them every 4 or 5 a day, and then half of them aren't exactly that. And then you get like me, and I'm like, okay, is this a real one, or is this they just trying to ruin this black man's life? That's how I feel.
I'm sorry. I'm currently looking up because I looked up the Anthony Anderson thing. He was accused of assault. It's currently under investigation by the Los Angeles Police Department. They have a crime report listing him as a suspect in the crime. He actually disputed this, obviously, through representation. The quote is, "It is unfortunate that anyone can file a police report, whether it's true or false. The authorities have not contacted Anthony or any of his representatives about this matter. Anthony unequivocally disputes the claim." And according to The Blast, the woman went to police earlier this year and claims that the assault happened more than a year ago. Citing anonymous sources familiar with the situation, the outlet reported that the woman first met Anderson when she catered an event that he threw. Mm-hmm. The two then met up at a later date to talk about business opportunities, quote unquote. The second meeting is when she says he assaulted her, though the specific details of what she says happened are unclear. The alleged victim filed a police report with the LAPD's Hollywood division earlier this year after finding comfort with the Me Too movement. It's not the first time that Anthony Anderson has been subject to investigation. He previously faced assault allegations in 2004 when a woman claimed that he and assistant director Wayne Witherspoon raped her in a trailer on the set of Hustle and Flow. The judge dropped the case after calling the matter the most suspicious case I've ever heard. According to USA Today, the charges against both the men were dismissed after the judge ruled that there was no probable cause.
So take a situation just like that, right?
Yeah.
Say you take people who they don't know who Anthony Anderson is or whatever the case may be, but we're real like judgmental in the situation.
Yeah.
Because you have that sentence, oh, this wasn't the first time they've been accused. To me, that kind of says, oh, well, this very well could have happened because he's been accused again.
Right. That's why you got to keep reading.
But you got to keep reading because the judge said. This isn't the first time.
If you stop there, it's like, oh, wait a minute.
Then you automatically are on. He probably did it, right?
Right?
But then you got to go to the first time. And the first time the judge says, this is so basically ridiculous.
Right.
You obviously were being a hoochie mama and wanted to sleep in these men. That's not what the judge said.
Or you probably
That's
just
what I
lying
said.
And you never met these
or
guys.
Or you haven't even, right. This is the most ridiculous thing ever. It's completely dropped. So to me, I feel like people will take that, even though it was the most ridiculous case ever and it was dropped. But it happened, so it could be true. So come on. Yeah. That's when it gets down to who. So anybody can just come and put a case on me.
Right.
And because they did,
right.
Now I'm guilty in everyone's mind and everybody's hearts. You know.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, filing a false police report is against the law.
It should.
Right?
I believe it is. But what kind? But
the law.
We don't hear it in the media. Like,
yeah, no, they're not like, oh, Jonathan filed a false police report and he's going to jail.
Right,
and he's getting
for this, or he's gotten scrutinized.
Anthony Anderson,
and they don't bring them down. They don't go into their history and check all their stuff. Because remember when the black family, they lost their kid. Oh, I can't remember. They lost their kid though. I want to say it was at a park or something like that. Shortly after, this was a black family. Shortly after a white family, the kid almost got ate by the alligator at the Florida park. They were very, close together.
Yeah.
But the black family, literally, the kid got, I don't want to say that the kid died. I think the kid just got hurt, right? But they scrutinized that family. They were all up in daddy's, records and mom's stuff. And what does it have anything to do with the child getting hurt at the park? Right? His record ain't got nothing to do with that. But that's what they do to try to make you seem like you don't care about this or make you feel a certain way about a certain situation. They don't do that to the accuser. They're never ridiculing the accuser in the media.
I think it's because there's certainly a carefulness in with the accuser and handling the information of the accuser, because if it turns out to be correct, right, then you certainly don't want to ridicule or hurt or impugn the reputation of someone who's already been hurt. So during it, and this is the cycle, right? During the investigation, you never really hit the accuser. You constantly look at the accused. They're being accused of a thing. If it turns out to be correct,
I'm about to say, unless they're black or brown,
then you're not on the wrong side. Then when it's over and it turned out that the person didn't do it, the whole story is dropped because nobody cares anymore. We move on.
Right.
We never go back.
They gotta get all that
to look
juice
at we never go back to look at the accuser and say, "What are you doing? You. This was false. This was false." Because at this point, it's not affecting my favorite person anymore. Cool. I don't need to read about it anymore. It's Michael Jackson, it's not bleeding because it's not bleeding anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Michael Jackson harassment stuff. That boy, they came and admitted one of them committed suicide. They admitted that they lied, but that was not in mass media. But that would have helped. To me, you were part of the job of bringing Michael Jackson down when he was in the media and you messing with kids and boom, 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 boom. They were going. So once these people say we lied, it never happened. We were trying. Why you didn't put that back out there to at least say, hey guys, that story, here we go. Now you know the truth. Michael is innocent.
Right.
Can you give them the same media time? No, they will not.
They don't do that because
they will not.
It's not the biggest thing that everybody cares about. Once they care about the accusation, that's more scandalous than the truth.
Yeah, than the
Remember
truth.
we were talking about yesterday, right? Love doesn't lead, right? It's pain that leads, or scandal that leads, or something negative is always what leads in these news stories. You're 100% right. It is terrible.
Come on, y'all at least bring it back and say, okay, this is the true story. You're supposed to be giving us real news, true news.
Right.
But we get more. And then now I feel like in this time and age, regular news is fake news. Real news,
okay, so try to look at it like this. News is a very different thing than punditry, right?
Okay.
News is very different. The issue is that now on 24-hour news stations, news and punditry are hard to tell apart. Mm-hmm. That's the problem, right? When it's straight up news, great. Because that is a journalist, that is a newspaper man or woman, that is news is great.
Give me the news.
Give me the news.
It's like a Christian
Keep
church.
your opinion.
Just give me the word. I don't need all that side stuff.
Keep your opinion. Give me the news. Right now, it's so hard to tell apart because it's all under the banner of news.
Yeah.
But no. Yeah. There was something I was dreaming about actually a couple of weeks ago, and it's weird that I dream crap like this. Don't judge me. It's just I want a better world. Okay, so I was dreaming that there would be. And this is never going to happen. But I was dreaming. Yeah, hence the dream. I was dreaming that there would be a situation where a bunch of congresspeople and senators just got together because they had it and created a bill that then was later passed into law and then the president signed, hence why it's a dream, that would make it so that on any small level, even if it's just a little icon on the corner, every news organization had to let the viewer know whether they were currently watching news or punditry.
Nice, which is opinion.
Opinion, right. So am I watching something where you're giving me the news
straight up,
or is it straight up opinion right now, or is it a combination which makes it opinion?
Right.
Like, I don't want to hear the opinion.
Right.
I just want to know news. What is happening news-wise?
We need that on the television. We need that in the church. We need that in the classroom. We need that at the bus stop.
That would be.
Is the bus really coming in 5 minutes? Are you lying to me?
Just put something in the corner. You know how how CNN's got all that stuff at the bottom. All these people got all
because
that stuff.
They do
the
that.
ticker, the
Let's
time,
be honest.
the weather,
Let's be
the
honest.
this, the that, all at the bottom.
They have it on the website. It has news and it has opinion.
And it has opinion.
Then
Every
it has-
newspaper says news. They have an opinion section, the op-ed, opinion editorial.
They just got to be truthful with us what it is, because that's when I be thinking that's when they have the control to lie to us about it.
If it's a
law, and they'll be breaking the law,
they'll be
you're right.
breaking FCC regular, which again,
Yes.
that's why it's a dream. FCC don't care about us.
Right.
Not right now anyway.
Right.
If it was regulated by that, you can't swear, you get fined.
Right.
You can't lie about being news or opinion.
You get
so
fined.
you're gonna get fined.
Yeah.
And people don't want to lose money.
Yeah.
So put that.
And you
in
get
that
fined
corner.
a lot. The F word on TV, that's $1 million. That's $1 million.
National broadcast,
Yes.
free broadcast.
The F word on when I used to work at that other station. No, it wasn't $1 million. It was 300 something because somebody said it. So there was a meeting, and they were like, "You just cost us $200 and some thousand because we had to pay the fine for you saying, I don't even want to say it. Let's get ready to bump."
Oh, wait a minute, but that's copyright infringement.
Exactly.
Right.
So they
well,
were,
actually, no, that's not copyright infringement. That's licensing issue.
So they were
had
saying
to license it.
Yes.
Because you said.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. And they got fined over $100 some thousand. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Y'all wonder why I'm on the internet. Yeah, it's real in the streets. But I like that. I really, really do like that. And I think that I saw a post that a pastor put up, and it just, to me, that rings totally straight. But it said a lot of the things that we learn in church, we would have to teach Jesus, because your church stuff is not the word.
Okay.
It's not what's either in the Bible or what comes from God's word or whatever.
Okay.
Like, it's stuff that the church made up.
Really?
You gotta wear dresses. Women gotta wear dresses. You can't wear this over here. You gotta wear, none of that's in the Bible. You know, you gotta treat somebody this way, or you gotta do that. None of that. Most of the stuff that you hearing in church ain't in the Bible. That's why people nowadays look for a pastor that's literally giving the word and not his opinion, and not what he thinks the word's supposed to be. What the church has been doing for 25 years, and they don't want to change up because this they way. Right. So now this is why you're seeing a lot of new churches pop up, and non-denomination churches, and things of that sort, because there's church and then there's the word. And most people want the word. And a lot of times I'm like, shoot, what time does the word start at 12 and ends at 12:40? That's what time you'll see me in church. Because I don't need all the extra. I need the word. I can get the extra right here, that fellowship. I can call my friends and do whatever. I don't need no cliques. I don't need no bull crap. Especially not in the church house, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Where we're supposed to be loving and doing all that. But we human, so we mess that up too. There's plenty of times I'm like, look, Lord, I am sorry for what I'm about to tell this girl, because I know gospel ain't right. But I got to tell her. You know what I'm saying? But I got to tell my girl what happened the other day. Ooh. But I already know I'm wrong in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Especially being in the church house or whatever the case may be. So it's like, hey, if I want to do right, I want to hear this word. I want to hear this word, and all the rest of the stuff is just extra to me. You know, I get uplifted in church for sure. Especially when you're at the right one, get support, those hugs. Ain't nothing like a good church hug with people that got the spirit in them for real. You know, you be like, ooh, I feel the Lord all up in you. Nothing like a good one. But like, that is the problem. What am I listening to? Did you just tell me the word, or did you just tell me your opinion? Or how you decipher the word? People decipher the word in a lot of different ways.
They do, and it all leads back to, I mean, remember, one of the things that I've said on a few occasions is wherever you're getting information from, usually what you're reading, if
you got to look at the source,
know something about the author before you just take all that in, because there is always a tint of the author in whatever it is that you're reading. Same thing when you go to church, right? That's why it's good to like your pastor, not just to go to any church because it's nearby,
right?
But to go to one that where the person that's giving the word, you actually like them.
Yeah.
They're actually good people, good human beings. Is not trying to just enrich themselves off of you, but enrich your spirit with the word, right?
Yeah.
So when looking at those kind of things, know that pastors, priests, all the way up to the Pope, you can sit here and memorize the Bible.
Yeah.
But what you're looking for is interpretation as
Absolutely.
well.
Absolutely.
So that they all do that. And guys, man, listen, I was surprised when I found out how many pastors today need to have a doctorate in theology from wherever university, because they need to not only know scripture, but know its source, know where that's coming from in order to speak about it eloquently to the flock.
And in order to not just speak about it, but you can say speak about it, defend it, explain it, understand it. You got to come. If somebody comes who doesn't believe in it at all and is bringing you all these scientific you need to know how to come back and say, well, that's where that is. Actually, that's in the Bible page. You're a teacher too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're a teacher as well.
You're a spiritual teacher and leader and everything. So the more knowledge that you have in it, the better you can guide the masses.
Yep.
Point blank. So,
indeed.
I mean, I know in my Bible study at Greater Joy, that's open for all of you. We read books, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is written by this scientist that's also a pastor. You know, this particular thing that looks at religion in this way, so you can see different sides of it.
Right.
We're not just looking at the Bible.
You know, I've always been, and I have a family member too who told me who loves. I don't know if you've heard. I'm sure you've heard of him. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Are you familiar with Neil deGrasse Tyson? He's a scientist, astrophysicist, and a quantum. A physicist.
Neil.
If I showed you a picture, you know exactly who I was talking.
Oh, Neil.
You know exactly who I was talking about if I showed you a picture.
Oh,
that is Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Actually, I do.
You do. You know who it is. Yes. He's very, very famous. Okay. So Neil deGrasse Tyson is an atheist, right? Much like a lot of scientists are atheists.
Yes.
Because to them,
it's got to be an explanation.
It's got to be quantifiable, mathematically. Quantifiable, right? Because the idea is that mathematics is the language of the universe, and unless you can quantify it mathematically, it doesn't exist. It's not real. It doesn't mean anything, right?
And I tell you this, my pastor loves the science. Like, he's forever looking at stars and reading all that.
So I'm with that, right? Because I don't see how. For some scientists, you have to be either or, right? Like, you either have to be a purist, or you believe in religion, but you couldn't do both. Like, I don't understand that, because to me, I think that science is like the pursuit of understanding of God, not. And you know, if you're constantly pursuing and you don't catch it, like, I don't need to know that there is mathematically quantifiable evidence that there is a God.
Right.
Which, funnily enough, oh my gosh, the scientist that just passed away. Wow, why am I drawing a blank? I
can't even help you.
You can help me. You know,
I can't even help you.
Who's the scientist that just passed away? Oh my gosh, somebody on the feed, please help me. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank right now. One of the greatest minds of our time. He was in a wheelchair. Really?
This is me. I'm like, I don't have scientist names at the top of the dome.
Come on, but you know who this gentleman is. You know who it is. Somebody help me out. Anyway, he came up with the theory of everything. Yeah. Right? And there's a movie called The Theory of Everything that's about him. That's why I'm thinking that you would know. Okay, hold on. I got you.
Look at me.
The theory. Why am I drawing a blank? The Theory of Everything is. Come Come on. Stephen Hawking. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
thank you.
so
Stephen
Michelle
Hawking.
said Hawking.
Hawking. Thank you, Michelle. So Stephen
Yeah.
Hawking. So Stephen Hawking in his
Girl, we would have been
theory,
here all day.
Stephen Hawking in his previous theory actually included God in that theory. So at some point, his mathematics were like, "Wait a minute, there's a God."
Yeah.
And then in the I believe it's the final theory before he passed. Then no. So then he took it out, not took it out of that, but like theories evolve, right? So the mathematics changed, and for him it was like, oh, okay, so I don't need God to do this. But that doesn't mean that we understand.
Right.
That just means that in your theory, you saw a glimpse for a second and was like, ooh. And then when you continued mathematically, then it wasn't that, but you saw it.
But you saw it. Right.
You know what I mean? Like you saw it, and then there was more math to do.
Pastor Z
before I
always
took you all the
says,
way.
yeah, Pastor Z always says, he's like, scientists and mathematics, people will say all the time, I can get all of it, right? Like everything. Now there might be just one little piece that I can't, that's not figuring out or not whatever. That one little piece we're still reaching. He'd be like, God.
And
that one little piece,
no what that is.
Why?
And even
He
when you
sprinkles it on
quantify
top.
that, there's going to be something that you don't understand.
Yeah.
And
He's
that,
like,
to
that's
me,
the God in it,
That continued pursuit of knowledge,
Yeah.
I think in the end is really our pursuit of knowledge of God.
Absolutely.
So I don't see why you can't believe and be a scientist.
Have them both.
Why can't both things be true?
Absolutely, they can, especially if God
invents them all. I honestly have a family member who told me not that long ago that Neil deGrasse Tyson's explanation, because somebody asked him, "Is there a heaven?" Mm-hmm. His explanation shook his faith. It made him think like, "Oh well, hold on a second. Now I need to doubt."
Right.
But what's interesting, if you know anything about the Jewish faith, don't ever feel bad about constantly doubting and searching for answers and all that stuff, because in the Jewish faith, you're supposed to. Like, okay, so Judaism was here before Catholicism. Jesus was a Jew.
Right, that's right.
And in your faith, you're supposed to.
So you can research.
So you can continue to learn and know more, and you're supposed to doubt so that you can continue to find it for yourself.
That's right.
And look for God. So I don't feel bad that his faith was shaken by what Neil deGrasse Tyson said. Because it made him go
and look deeper.
No, I'm hoping that he's going to look deeper now.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he didn't just take it there because I saw it on YouTube and it's easy. Right? And it's like, oh, you know what? Now I don't have to believe.
Y'all remember Cliff Notes? It's like YouTube now.
Imagine. Cliff Notes. Brought to
Read
you
this
by
book.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a Cliff Notes channel.
There's
gotta be a Cliff Notes channel.
Because everything evolves, right? So Cliff Notes have got to evolve as well. They probably got a website and everything's bullet pointed.
I think you're right. Okay, so let's get on to our next thing. But do you wanna quickly run down the events?
Well, I will definitely get on to our next thing. I don't know. I saw someone come into the building. I don't know if they're coming to say hello. If we're waiting for other people.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Like, if maybe you can run down the events real quick while we set up for that. I don't know if you want to do that. Do you want to do that?
Okay.
Okay. So here's the thing. We can see you, and she's all on a smile.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. I have no idea. Someone's going to be here when the show's over.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah. All right. Huh? Let's hope not. All right. Let's hope not.
All right.
Let's continue with life then.
All right. Continuing with life. How you doing?
So that was the me taking it all to God and then bringing it right back.
But you know what? I'm glad that you did say that. Go ahead and go where you were before and let me go and bring him down.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
I'm like, let's do it.
New show?
Yes.
All right. So we begin here.
All right, baby. So you already know, new month is on the horizon, but we've got all kinds of great things still going on. Every Monday we've got the Blah Blah Poetry, so make sure you check that out at Hondros. I can't really say it. Second verse is going down every second Friday inside a Continental Cafe, so make sure you get ready for that because that's right around the horizon. Mm-hmm. We've got The Experience, who is alive at Jamaica every second Saturday of the month. They're also going to be at Tony G's on the next. Yeah. Keep going.
Okay.
H-Town, of course, is coming this Saturday. So if you want to go and hang out with H-Town, tickets are still available. It's at Austin Highway Event Center.
You know what? My question is, I see that there are VIP table reservations too. Are they still available? Although they're
That's a great question.
I wonder. You know the best way to do
we
it,
need
guys?
A whole table.
Why don't you just go and call and find out and get your tickets either way. $35 each ticket, $50 for individual seating.
Yeah.
So if you ain't going with somebody.
General seating, general admission is $35, so that means you don't necessarily have a seat. You just get in. So if you want tickets with us, that's what you have, general admission. So you know, if you want to upgrade, holler at you guys, holler at them. Oh no. Greek night, of course, happens every fourth Thursday, so that is tonight, as a matter of fact. We also have Drew Hill, which we have tickets to give away to Drew Hill. So that's coming up in a couple of months here, but we got tickets for that. So y'all keep it locked.
Absolutely.
For that one. This is every Wednesday, open mic, 7 to 9 inside of Uptown 78. And it looks like our guest has arrived.
Okay.
And of course, Jazz Up Fridays every Friday. This week we have Top Shelf in the building, one of the best bands in the city. So it's going to be a good time. Free food, $10 cover.
Oh, let me go back. Y'all need to know.
Cover. I'm just saying. Sections. I can get you a reserved seat for free, but you still need to pay the $10 cover.
Right.
All right.
Right. Jazz and Poetry on the last Thursday of every month.
Yep.
From 8 to 11.
Yep. Which is tonight.
Ooh, tonight. When you gonna bust out your poetry?
I have one poem. I wrote it when I was a senior in high school, so I got to give it once a year because it doesn't change.
But one day I want to see you give it here.
Okay, I'll hook it up for you.
So Jazz and Poetry happening right there.
And then, of course, we'll stop here because this is where these are our new guests. So come on in, ladies and gentlemen. We have the fabulous. Hello, honey. How are you? Yes.
If you guys just give us 1 second, por favor.
Hey, it's going to be the DoubleTree by Hilton Airport, okay?
So Unfaithful is the stage play. And we have a very special guest in the building right now, which is amazing. She's about to sit down, but she's on the phone right now.
Okay, all right. It's DoubleTree by Hilton Airport. Just look it up. Okay, bye. I'm sorry, Erica. Myself and Erica.
Hello.
There she is. Hi,
Hello.
How are you?
Lots going on in the background, guys, but
No, you're fine, baby. You're
That's the old flyer, so make sure you say Erica.
Yeah, that's
right.
the old flyer.
That's the old flyer.
But it's on the page.
So we got some great things happening. Some people just settling in and getting their seats right now. But if you guys want to know more about what's happening with the One Radio events, the One Media events, all you got to do is go to theoneradio.com and click on the event section. And right there, you guys can see everything that is happening that the One is showing love to and supporting in and around the city. Lots of great stuff happening right now. It is amazeballs. It is amazeballs. So theoneradio.com, that's the spot for you. And we have some great guests in the building right now that have just arrived. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
How you guys doing? Everybody get up on a microphone.
Alrighty.
All right.
So we have this beautiful play. I've been seeing clips of it, and it's just like
No, you got to turn on. I think something's wrong. Yeah, you're not there.
I'm going to be there because I really like stage plays. You know, I really do. It's not something that we're often blessed with here in San Antonio. So when we get one, it's like, please go and experience it because it's unlike going to any other shows. You know. Going to concerts and going to everything else, a good play is definitely where it's at. And so I encourage everybody to get your tickets, show up, and just really enjoy this play. I heard the singing was amazing.
Absolutely. Of course, you can't have a play, you can't have an urban play without having good singing.
I was going to ask you about that too, because most of the plays you do have singing in them.
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
I love it. I think that it's one of, I asked that question to a lot of to a lot of people who write plays? Like, do we always put singing in it? Do you all, is that something that is a must? I don't think, one of the guys said it's not a must, but it's something that we love.
Yes.
So it's almost, if you see a play without singing, you're like, it's not over yet,
Right.
because no song came on.
Absolutely.
So I was like, what's really going on? And Miss Erica, how are you, honey?
I'm good. How are you?
You're just so pretty in person. Oh my goodness. So I gotta tell you, since we were telling everybody that you were part of the play now, I have gotten, this is one of the main things I've gotten. That's my favorite girl.
Oh, thank you guys.
You were the favorite one on Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, and the things that you were doing there. I think everybody saw a little bit of them kind of in you as well.
Right.
And they can relate to the stuff that you was going through, know. But it's like, that's what everybody, they was like, oh my God, that's my favorite Erica. So that's a good thing. What else have you been doing?
Still working on my boutique, Classics. I'm in the process of actually getting a location. I still have my hair, classicshair.com.
Yes.
So get you some weed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, some good hair. Ooh, good hair. Do you do
So
wig?
what-
Do you do wigs?
I don't have wigs right now.
Man,
Wait,
I
do I
want-
do what? For
We're gonna need a whole wig, girl.
yeah, you need a whole one.
I need a whole
you need
thing.
a frontal. And
Well,
you
why
need
don't we like start from here and then move it back, and
It's
then.
not supposed to be that far
It's
down.
not
It's supposed
supposed-
to look natural.
But right now I got like a 16 head. And I just want a 4 head, maybe a 2 head.
Would you?
I don't know.
What made you start doing hair?
Selling the hair?
Yeah.
Just everybody asking, what kind of hair is that? Who does your hair? How
Yeah.
many braids in your head? I said, okay. So you guys are so interested.
Let me go ahead and put a price
Another
to it.
stream of income.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like it's a
And
good.
this is actually a sew-in now, but people be like, is that your hair? I'm like, no, it's a sew-in.
No, that looks real.
I know. That's the point. It's
I
supposed
wanted to
look
touch it, but I
natural.
know not to do that.
You can touch it.
Okay, that's good hair. That is, and
Thank you.
that's a sew-in, and that's not a wig, so that's actual.
Yes, it's sewn in.
That's good
Yeah.
hair, girl. That's good hair. I'm a hair person. I just cut mine off. It's hot down here in San Antonio.
It's a different kind of
Different kinda hot.
like suck the life out
Yeah,
of you.
right. And so one night I had some irk and jerk. Who wasn't good, wasn't right. I woke up in the middle of the night, cut my weave right on out, girl.
You did.
I had to. It was so hard.
Well, it fits
Now I
you.
love y'all,
Yes.
but I'm gonna have to bring y'all back to the play. We can talk about the hair later. Let's talk about this play right now.
Thank you,
Let's
baby.
talk
Yeah,
about
baby.
this
Yes,
play because
yes,
that's what we're
yes.
here for. So
But yes, so thank you, sweet. Let's bring back to the play. One of the questions that I did have for you, though, because you are just now coming on to the play.
Yes, I am.
So, have you been watching the whole time to be an understudy? How quickly was it to learn lines and
I
get
learned
good?
them in a week. Wow. Yeah.
Is that easy? You used to doing that? Is
Yeah.
that
This isn't my first play. I've done a play before, so my memory's really, really good. So just learning it was no problem.
was no problem?
Mm-mm,
So
not
for
at
you to put somebody else in, because things have to happen. Show must go on, right?
absolutely.
Saying, okay, did you already know who you were gonna call to say this is it, or is it a hard thing to do to have to like find the extras and keep the show going?
no, actually, she was my first choice, and some things happened where it didn't quite work out. But we kind of still kept that relationship, and we did good business, which made it easy for me to go back to her. When things didn't work out with the other person, and that's the thing about it. You have to do good business and keep
Yes.
good relationships with people because you never know when you're gonna have to go back to that person. So the second time, it was easy.
It was
She just
easy.
jumped right in there.
And-
I mean, less than a day.
I saw your interview on, I want to say, Sister Circle.
Yes.
That was just a few days ago.
About a week ago.
About a week
Yeah,
ago.
about a
Yeah,
week
yeah.
ago.
My days are off. It's been a busy one, but that was awesome, and
Thank you.
it's good stuff. And I was thinking to myself, one thing I didn't see was how many plays have you written?
This is my fourth one.
The fourth one.
Yes.
Okay. And so, what made you jump into the playwriting? Have you been watching plays? Was it something you did, and then it was like, I'm gonna start
No
doing this?
aspiration to write plays whatsoever. It's getting a doctorate degree, and everyone's like, "You're such a great writer." All my professors doing dissertation things like that. So that's what made me go into the writing. And I'm retired military, so
Yes.
being in a leadership position, a high position, I always had to write about things. You couldn't express it
Right.
being in certain positions, so I was always writing it down. So, when I had friends that were killed during war, things like that, I wrote about it. And so that's what inspired me to write. I just never aspired to be a playwright, but as I was writing, I was like, what's the best way for me to get it out and people to see these stories, and that's how I became a playwright. Yeah.
Did you have to watch a few to write it, or was your talent enough to just kind of put it on paper and then kind of formulate it?
I didn't even watch it. I mean, I do like plays. I watch plays, but I want it to be different.
Right.
I like my stuff to be raw. I'm not in that box of this is a gospel play or whatever. I write about real life things that people can relate to, because so many things are written for Christian people, but the people out in the world are the ones that's hurting. That's the ones that really need to see the real. Like, things don't always turn out perfect. So that's why I wanted to be raw and write real things that people can relate to. Not taking anything from anybody else, but I just don't want to be in that box of this is just for Christians, this is just for the people in the church.
So smart.
I like to make it, you know, about real life that people can relate to and see that, you know, even people like me, educated businesswoman, things like that.
Doctor.
And still, you know, going through things. And so I want people to be able to relate to that, to say, you know what, I don't need to be humiliated because I went through domestic violence.
Right.
Because if she can go through it, you know, it can happen to anybody.
Can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
Man, this is awesome, and I totally see that in you as well. Like, I can see that you're like, no, I don't need this. I'm gonna do mine, you know, and then put this on, and this is how we're gonna do it. I totally see that. So is this something that like you love now? So we're gonna keep writing plays. We're gonna turn them into movies.
Oh yeah, it has absolutely become a passion.
Good,
you know,
good.
Like I said, I kind of fell into it, and I just thank God for the gift. Sometimes you have those undiscovered gifts. We plan to do other things, but God used me through my pain and the things that I went through to bring me into this, and so now I understand it.
So when you write about the plays, have you gone through everything, or some of them some friend situations or whatever, or some of is a lot of it
Well,
some of your hurt?
it is loosely related on friend situation. You know, I don't want to say because they might come back and sue me. But
Okay,
this
I was
one,
gonna say that.
this one is actually my life story. But some of the other ones are things that friends went through, you know, family members, and just people in general, because when you write it and at the end you find out as people come up to you like, wow, I'm going through that. So it's more people going through this than we even know. So
Right, and you're absolutely right. And most people don't want to talk about it.
Right.
So you have, you know, when you have those few that come out and say this is what happened, and it gives other people strength to say, all right, it happened to me and I can get over it. So
Yes.
I totally agree with you. This play, Unfaithful. Girl, how many conversations we done had about cheating. Like, oh my goodness. Do you, who do you play in the play?
Camille.
Camille.
Mm-hmm.
What is your role?
I am the sister friend.
Okay. I was like, she ain't the cheater, is she?
Judgmental sister friend.
Oh, the judge. Okay. So you're the one telling her what she need to do, what she don't need to
honey.
do, and why.
And her don't want to listen to
And
me.
But we never want to listen.
Right.
Not when we're going through it. Like, we don't. I don't know what that is about us women, though. Like, do we feel like we can fix it? Are we so in love we're blind? Is it all
That's it.
all above?
that's it. You try
It is
to,
all
you're
the
trying,
above.
yeah,
Yeah,
and you're
it
trying to
is.
fix, and that's what I learned from my experience. You know, you're trying to fix this person. You want them to be better. You see that potential in them, and sometimes it's just not there.
Yeah.
So it's just not there. So it's like I see
Yeah,
the
they
red
don't see
flags.
what
Let me
you
just
see.
right. And you want to make it better, and you know this person went through this or went through that, and you know as women especially, not that men don't go through it, but we kind of that nurturing role. You want to you want to well you want to nurture. You know,
Yes,
so
yes.
if your father wasn't in your life or you had a bad relationship with your mother, whatever, so you become that nurturer, and it's draining you because you're trying to fix them.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Go ahead,
What-
Tay.
No,
What do you
my
have to
question.
say?
I just wanted. What is the Unfaithful? What is it about?
It's about a couple that seem to be.
Well, I don't know,
I'm
lady.
telling you. I'm about to tell you. It's about a couple that from the outside looking in, everything's perfect. They're
Right.
both beautiful. It's like that one that we all hoped for, but there's deception and lies behind, right?
Yes.
That
Dun,
people
dun, dun.
don't see.
Yes,
And
that's
so,
it.
and again, like the sister friend, the sister girlfriend, which the sister friend always sees it. We, the side people see it, and then we try to tell our friends, and they're like, "Nah," and then they end up being wanting to be mad at us. Y'all been there.
Yeah.
Obviously.
No, y'all been there.
Wrote a play about it.
Yeah, well, that's what I got from the clips that I saw and what
Yeah.
I read and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you're
so,
on point. And you know, the Unfaithful is, I don't want people to get the perception that it's just about cheating, because it's about so much more, and it's those red flags, things you see, or a lot of people don't realize even with abuse, they think it's physical, you know, but there's mental abuse. Abuse is abuse, whether it's mental, physical, emotional. So it's all of those things. So somebody, they don't even have to put their hands on you, but it's the scars they leave behind just from the things that they say to you, you know, that's chipping away at your spirit. So it's about all of that. And like she said, especially in her role, she's still that ride or die friend, and it's like she's judgmental, but at the same time, it's like, I love you. I don't want to see you in this, right? So,
and I think that's how we all are with that. You know, even in a situation when we're watching you on TV, like we could be watching it, whatever it is, man. But I don't want her to be hurt. Like, somebody's got to help her. Where are her friends at? You know, regardless of it, because as women, we've been there. We know. And y'all men need to stop.
Right, but it does happen to men too.
It's not only the men that need to stop. Some of these ladies need to stop as well.
They do.
Well, it happens to men too.
So So I know that writing is a very personal thing, right? And obviously you've poured yourself into this play as well as apparently you've poured other people into this play as well, right? So do you feel when you write that you know these characters inside and out, or do you have to? Can you know your characters peripherally and still write a great play, or do you have to like really be able to fill their shoes and know and walk their walk for at least while you're writing about them? Like, what's your process?
Well, some of it is creativity. It's not like, you know, I say like with this story, most of it is my life, but you still have to add the creativity because you don't want it to be so heavy. You want the, you know, you want the comedic relief and things like that. Sure. So, but when I write about other people, I try to add that creativity because I don't want my girlfriend saying, you know, why did you write about my life? And sometimes I'll have people say, well, wow, it sounded like you was writing about me. And I'm like, I didn't even know, you know, to be honest, that you were going through that. People who know that they haven't shared things with me. Right. And then it's, you know, they talk to me and say, that sounds like my life story. And I'm like, well, I didn't even know. So that just goes to show you. And for me, I am going to go to the spiritual, even though I say that it's not a gospel play, but
you're led by God. So
right,
you
I'm
know,
led by God. And so whatever he gives me to write, I know it's to help people.
Absolutely. And you're going to give him back the credit for that. And some of the words, some of the things that we do, you know, for those who believe in God, some of those spiritual things that keep us going, like you would put that in the play because that's what kept you going during that time. So I think that's okay. And you're right, people will put stuff in a box. Music, like I hate it because people will say, oh, I'm a gospel singer, but I'm like, okay, so now people are only going to play your music on Sunday between 6 to 10 or on a gospel station, when we have to hear about Ride or Die or This Woman or Strip Club this on a regular basis. We can hear about God too, but if you don't label it gospel, we can just put it in main rotation. Right. You know, just make it a song that's about whatever, because a good song or I think a good song, a good play, a good movie, a good anything, you can put in who you want it to be. So like me and my girlfriend with Tupac, could have been your girlfriend, could have been your gun, could have been your, you know, you can put in what you want it to be. And I think those are the most successful things, when people can relate it to their own life at a mass. I love it. So, okay, I've got other questions. For when you do your writing, because I know when you go in, you put a little bit of your own fling, you know, stuff in there, don't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, right? Because that's what you're hoping for. So when you're casting for the people, do you cast for that? Who's going to give me a little bit extra, or just read the lines and go?
Oh, no. Just like with her, when I first reached out, I knew that she would fit the role of this person, you know, just from seeing her on TV. Right. You kind of like, okay, this person will fit this role, and then, you know, they're going to bring what needs to be brought, you know. To the stage. Yeah, and then I like, you know, the fact that she's not afraid to step out and add herself to it, because that's you. So as an actor, actress, you know, you have to build that character, because it's just words on paper, but they actually have to bring it to life. Yeah, because I can write all day, but you know, without them really bringing that character to life, then it's just words on paper.
So it's important about those actors when you go out to do a roll call, you know, or do an actor call to bring them in.
Right.
And was it hard for you to bring that character to life, or was it natural, or did you have to do any
It was
like
just, it was
acting
natural.
work? What was the work as a thespian that you
I'm
had to?
reading the script, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is definitely something I would say.
So you was already out, it was already out your
just,
mouth.
Yeah, and then when we first went through it, like with the cast, I just, it just added my own thing to it, and it was just like, oh, that's it, like yes, and I'm like.
And the cast picked up on it like on that first time too, and got that. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Because that's important. I would think the cast getting along.
Oh yes.
Because I'm sure when two people don't get along and then you feel that energy, it's like, okay, y'all need to get rid of that, because when you have that good love in there. I had Jay, who is a resident here in San Antonio. He was like, what do you want for breakfast? They're not here yet. But his first thing was, my cast members are going to be there in the morning. Do y'all want breakfast? I'm going to come see you. And to me, I was like, that's awesome, because that love within the cast, I know that comes out on stage too.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. Are you going to be doing any more like movie stuff?
Absolutely, I'm open to doing whatever.
To doing stuff.
I took a couple of, I took an acting class. So I'm about to take another one. So
Those never end.
yeah, it's
Those
just,
will never end.
I know, but I think it's an awesome experience.
Of course,
It challenges me, and I love a challenge.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But the more you pursue acting, the more you'll realize that everybody takes an acting class. I mean, acting coaches are like.
Go
Meryl
take another
Streep
class.
has an
Yeah.
acting coach.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
never ending, right?
A
Yeah.
1,000
It's
Oscars and you
continuous
still.
growth, though.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
And do you have, because you're still in Atlanta, right?
Yes.
So, and so with that, has your opportunities to something like this have opened up a lot more
yeah.
after the show and
definitely.
stuff. So that's good stuff. I'm liking the acting classes. What else are we gonna do? We got all that stuff, your shop and your hair going on, and acting. So it's a good resume.
And then when you were just speaking about music, I wanted to do something positive, motivational. Our youth is so misled right now. So like you said, I want to do something, but I don't want it to be in a category.
Yeah.
I don't want it to have a label on it. I want it to be able to be played everywhere.
So you sing?
No, man. I try.
She said no.
I was gonna say, I'm about to.
No.
I was gonna ask her.
ahead.
She had a song in the
No.
play.
Hey,
gonna
hit
give
me
her
with
one
that.
today.
Me. Go ahead, rock out. Let me
I
get
can
one. Let
see
me
the
get one.
rapping. I can see it.
Yeah, rap?
Rapping, yeah.
You gonna rap?
Yeah. Rap
Not right
song.
now.
Not right now.
Not out of this
no,
moment.
I wouldn't do that.
freestyle.
I wouldn't ask that.
Listen, I
ask
wouldn't
that.
even front.
These styles ain't free. Just tell them
Right.
these styles ain't free.
These styles ain't free. I love it. This play has been how many cities?
What have we been to now? We started off. I think we've been to 7. I think that was our
Nice.
7th. one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Do we have one after this, or is San Antonio our last stop?
No, tomorrow is Houston, and then we go to Atlanta August 4th, and we'll pick back up in the fall.
TL shout
Oh, I love it. So how long do you want to run this particular performance before we go to the next one?
As long as God opens that doors, because this one is so personal to me.
Gotcha.
And so just speaking about the things that I've gone through, and I think this one is the one that I think God used me during going through what I went through for a time as this, to be able to get out there. And to me, it's become more of a ministry to get the word out about domestic violence, about, don't be humiliated by, when you're going through that. And that's what causes so many people to stay in, because I don't want to tell, I don't want to say anything or whatever. And so it's like, but if not, you're gonna end up in that pine box,
right?
So,
but like you said, it's so much more like the unfaithful too. It's so much more than just cheating, and then even the domestic violence, just the way people speak to each other. You just said our youth are going through it. We all know our world is crazy right now. So to know that, yes, we've got these things, but I know you got a solution in that play too. You got a solution, or not a solution, but a way to keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? So like to be able to see that and say, okay, we're all going through this or whatever. And in the play they sang this song, or they said this word or this phrase, like that translates into life.
Right.
So I think that's, like you said, it's a ministry right now. It's almost like you're taking the church, taking the church to different roads. I love it. So 7 so far. We've got 3 more to go, and we're you can hear us anywhere. So if you're in Houston, They're coming.
Yes, we'll
This
be there
weekend.
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. And if you're in Atlanta, obviously go. You're from
Yes.
Atlanta, right, honey?
I'm moving. I'm in Dallas.
You're in Dallas, so you're moving to Atlanta.
Yes. Yes.
Opening the doors of opportunities.
Absolutely. Well,
Yes.
I'm retired military, so I've kind of been all over the place.
Yeah.
So I'll jump up and go in a minute.
Is Atlanta is one of the places to be right now? You think?
Atlanta's always a place
Well,
to be.
like-
I do.
Is that a trick question?
Atlanta is always a place.
And when you're doing
Girl,
film,
you just want to make
Atlanta,
sandwiches.
Georgia,
You got to be in Atlanta.
yeah.
Right.
Really?
They got some good sandwiches in
Like,
Atlanta.
really?
So how long before you decide that you want this to be a film? Like how long?
I've already
what's the-
decided.
I'm about to say
No,
she's
no, no,
moving
no,
to
okay.
Atlanta.
All right.
Yeah.
So let me rewind that then. How long before you'll allow it to be a film? I know you want it to be a film, but how long before you allow it to be a film? Some people, I mean, one of the biggest news articles of the past week has been the Lin-Manuel Miranda that Hamilton is going to be a film.
Yes.
Coming up 2020, I think it's going to end up being $50 million. But the film in theaters, I mean, like theaters, like play theater, like
Yeah.
has made $400 million, right?
Good
So
goodness.
the issue was, how long do I wait before then I make it a film? As a playwright, what is that formula? Like, what goes through your head? Like, wait a minute, hold on. I don't
Has
wanna make
anybody
this
given
film
you a
yet.
formula for that?
No, but I've had
Like, what's in your
several
mind?
movie producers already reach out to me.
Right.
So, I mean,
The formula's in process.
the thing is, well,
Right.
when the door opens, you have to walk through it.
Yes.
So that's what, and I can always write another play.
I was just going to say that, girl. I was
So,
like,
yeah,
we can
so-
always do
yeah,
another
so
one. We got
if
all
the
kind of.
opportunity presents itself and it's the right opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel good about it. I mean, because that's what I mean. Ultimately, I want to go into film anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't want to rush the process, but at the same time, like I said, if it's the right opportunity, so I think the right people are seeing it, and
I think I'm proud of you, though,
but you got to be
because-
careful not to get pulled in too fast,
Too
as
fast.
well.
Right,
So.
right. But I'm
yeah.
proud of you because being in Dallas, I mean, Dallas is a mover and shaker type of city compared to a San Antonio and a Texas.
I've only
you know.
been there 6 months. I just
Oh, really?
I don't like it.
Where
so.
are you from? Okay, well that's why. Where are you
Well-
from? Where are you from?
Well, from Houston, but like I said, I've been in the
But
military.
you've been in
so.
Texas. Oh, and you've been everywhere.
Right,
That's right.
so
That's
I
right.
retired in
That's right.
Killeen, Fort Hood, and then I was like, okay, stayed there a while. And when I went through this, just to get away, I moved to Dallas, and I've been
Mhm.
there 6 months. Nothing offensive, but Dallas is just a little slow for what I'm trying to do.
That's exactly right.
So
That's why I was saying I was proud of you because,
Yeah,
in Texas, I feel like Texas period is slow on the entertainment side
Right.
from doing this type of stuff, right?
Right.
So you really got to have some passion. You really got to have some want and some love and some all of that stuff. So to be able to say like I've put on this play, I'm on my fourth one. We're traveling to all these places. I've got this star-studded, beautiful cast in it. Girl, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You keep
Thank
pushing
you.
because that is definitely a God's blessing and something that He put there for you to make happen. I truly believe that. So
Thank you.
You keep pushing. I love
the
it.
cast is really who kept me going, to be honest, because
Mm-hmm.
they, we are like family. And even though Erica's just coming on, like she fits in so well.
Mm-hmm.
She's so down to earth, and it's like, okay, we just brought in another family member because you don't want that tension and that stress because we have to travel together, staying together.
That's what I was thinking.
Spending all this time
so if
together.
you didn't like
so-
somebody, it'd be like,
yeah, yeah. So and they keep me going because when I see them go out there and really put their all into doing what they do, and it's like it makes me look good, first of all,
Absolutely.
because my work is easy, the writing, directing. Well, not always,
not
but mostly.
easy,
But it's
but
not
it's-
easy. But I'm saying
Right.
that's what I
Yeah.
really love to do. But at the end of the day, they're the ones who have to go out in front of the people. So I'm dependent on them, and they go out there and give it 100%.
And they love them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like her, I have to say, she learned her script in a week. Yeah. She came to a show and she knew that she was going to be performing that next
The
week. And
next
I
week.
actually put her on the spot. I was like, you may have to perform tonight.
Oh Lord! So get it together.
but because she really wanted to do it, and you can tell the difference in people who I'm just coming to draw a check, so I'll just run these lines versus the people who are really passionate and this
And I'm
is what they
interested in
want
doing
and
something
interested
else.
in doing, and that makes a big difference. And
Yes.
I like I told her, I'm extremely proud of her and happy that she would even want to work with me, because. And that's why I know God is in it because it's like, I can pick up the phone and call people
And they say yes.
and they say yeah, and I'm like, wow, So he's doing things that I couldn't. So he used me
Absolutely. To do what this was. He gave you that blessing. I love it. So, Erica, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to get me some hair.
Yes.
I don't mean to bring the hair back, but I'm going to get me some hair, girl. Okay. And what is the website for that?
Just go to MissEricaDixon.com.
Miss Erica Dixon, everything is on there. Even the play information for when.
No, the play information is actually on her.
On her page and
it's
stuff.
on her page.
Okay.
What's
We got some winners for some of these
link?
tickets.
Oh,
to see
absolutely.
to see the play.
Oh,
So
I mean, your
the
I'm
website
sorry.
for the play and everything.
it's Lucy'sHouseEntertainment.com. LUCYS HouseEntertainment.com.
And there you can get information about the play and upcoming work and what's going on with you, right, sweetie? Everything
yes,
will be on.
Yes,
on
everything
that.
about the
Okay.
play is on Lucy'sHouseEntertainment.com.
So follow that, and then of course follow EricaDixon.com.
Yeah, go to MissEricaDixon.com.
Miss, is it a M-I-M-S?
M.S.
M-S. Miss Erica Dixon. I'm Miss Nika, but I do the M-I-S-S. Someone gave it to me, and I was like, sure.
It fits.
It fits. I like it. M-I-S-S, Nika. Okay. But yes, so MissEricaDixon.com, and then you got everything that you've got going on there as well. So that's awesome. Can I ask you a Love and Hip Hop question?
Damn, girl.
Go ahead.
I mean,
I'm always open.
You know, all I want to know is,
wow.
like,
Wow.
girl, do they be for real on that? Do these people really be acting like this?
Yes.
Okay, I guess that's.
That's all you got.
She just sit back like, yes.
Yeah, some of them be a little wild and crazy. I just be like, this is not real. It's just fun. It's my guilty pleasure. You know, I don't like any of the other ones. I actually
It's a
only
lot of
like
people's
Atlanta,
guilty pleasure.
of course, because we all have
It's always funny to laugh at
somebody else. Now, when you're in a situation having that, then totally different,
Yeah.
right? But that's like, I'm just saying.
That's true though. I've always
But
said
I'm
that. It's
imagining you,
funny
like,
how
watch
people
it like,
can
oh,
sit
this
back
person crazy.
and watch, and you can giggle and have such a strong opinion. And if you were in that person's shoes, you wouldn't even laugh.
You wouldn't
Absolutely.
even laugh.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they get, I mean, because a lot of times y'all didn't know how they edited. They just came and filmed right, and
Yep.
they did the editing on their own.
And then you don't know what people's mindset. Me and you, I done went into a scene and I'm thinking, hey, this is my girl. We're gonna have a good scene, and you just blow, and I'm just like, whoa. And it's all just filmed, and so you getting a natural reaction. It's just like, y'all looking at like, oh, she snapped. She didn't even say nothing. Everybody has an opinion, but it's like, this was somebody that was my friend. I really wasn't expecting.
Really
that.
wasn't expecting
so
her
you
to come and do
I
that.
didn't even really have time to like come back. I'm still in shock.
Right.
So
Right. But see, it's the way that they, you know what I'm saying? They manipulate that situation for entertainment purposes, and I believe that. That's
true.
why I just had to see if the people was really crazy like that girl.
just tell people you gotta have tough skin.
I think
Gotta have
that's
tough
one of the
skin.
reasons why people liked you so much, because you had those natural reactions. It's like, whoa, you're my friend, or whatever, or I'm just this person, or I'm just trying to do good, or I just want to have my kid, or I'm just trying to do this. And I think people saw that, and that was the natural. That's how we are. So they related to that, and they was like, go Erica. Yeah. So I love it. I love it. I'm going to be supporting you guys in everything, man. Like, I'm going to be at the play, and
So you
anything
coming
else.
tonight?
I'm not going to Houston.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there, and I just encourage you guys to go, man. Like we're San Antonio. We don't always get these great things, right in front of us all the time. So when we do, we gotta take advantage of it. And believe me, when I say everybody that goes is gonna get blessed, and you're gonna be that person that says, "Oh man, I should have gone," and there's no reason to do that, And
Right.
tickets are $35. I can't remember if it was. How much are tickets?
Well, y'all missed it on Groupon because I put
It was a Groupon.
200
What?
tickets on Groupon.
Groupon?
And, yes, Groupon.
Tiffany Haddish get some?
Yes.
She must have.
So, yes,
You
they were
are
on
must have
Groupon.
gotten
So,
I just
must
caught
have.
that.
That was under.
but I
Sure.
think they start at 45.
45.
Mm-hmm.
Good number.
But
that's
here's
good.
the
Yeah.
thing. People say $45. We spend our money on what we want to, and you can do that. That's fine. But you're getting this super talent. You got the legendary Shirley Murdoch,
Right.
And then you have Lil G from Silk. You have Erica, and then you have Denzel Wells from. So I mean, it's major talent. It's not like we're bringing some rinky-dink stuff, asking you to spend $45.
That's right.
And $45 is
It's
not a lot to
of money.
ask, and there are a lot of expenses that have to be paid.
Absolutely.
Now we do have some winners. I would like to Gloria. Gloria did some winners online, and so she asked me to announce this. So the winner is Laura Johnson.
Laura Johnson.
Going with you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so she won a pair of tickets, and she'll be able to pick them up at Will Call. So Laura, make sure you're there, have your ID, and
you're in there.
Your tickets will be at Will Call.
Laura
VIP,
Johnson.
baby.
Congratulations, Laura Johnson.
Mimi Jackson.
We announced those. Those were on. That
Somewhere
was
else.
somebody else.
That was
Yeah.
somebody else.
I had different
somewhere
people
else.
doing different
Yeah.
promotional things.
Good,
so
good,
yeah,
good,
yeah,
yeah.
trying to get the word out because
But
San
Mimi,
Antonio
you
needs
want
to come
to?
out.
No
yeah.
worries.
Is Mimi here? Is Mimi in San Antonio? Or Jody? Yeah, there was a Mimi and a Jody that
Jody.
won tickets.
Okay,
So whichever one is here, Mimi, Jody, whoever's
one of you
here,
happen to be
get your
tuned in
tickets
to
at
see it,
Will Call.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there with some extra folks. One named Mimi, one named Jody. So you better get them. You better get there. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You gonna come? You should.
I should
Everybody
come.
should come.
I should
Everybody
come.
should be there.
You
I
should
go.
come.
Everybody
I should
should
go
be
hang
there.
out, just be in the crowd, like laughing loudly and clapping
it.
loudly,
All that.
and just being like
There's a guy
picking
scene.
up on the energy.
There's a scene where the guys are making
Hold on,
fun.
is
of
your
the-
selling point to me right now
Yeah.
that there is a guy scene?
No, but I'm
One
saying
scene,
where
that's where y'all men.
it's a scene with just the guys, and it's hilarious because they're talking to the main character about what he's going through, but you know how you kind of clown your boys too.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
they're clowning them. They're like, okay, man, we serious, but we joking. But yeah, so I'm telling you, it's hilarious.
She just hits me with the he speaks so well.
He speaks.
Yeah,
There's a guy
That's a
scene.
guy scene
Yeah.
in there. But hey, that means
Well,
it's
that's
a
what
place
the guys
for
relate to.
everybody.
There's
That's-
something for everybody.
Yeah.
There's something
the
that
guys,
everyone
that's the
can
part they
to.
relate to. For some reason, they tune everything out.
Yeah,
when it
but they
comes
love
to
that scene.
They love that scene. They're like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
They love that scene because
Okay.
it's all men.
It's about that.
So-
I love it.
You got me back now.
Well, I would keep you guys here forever just to ask questions and be in your awesomeness. But I know you got work to do and you got to go
To the Tobin.
move and shake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the stage and get everything set up and all of that. Man, the pre-work
Yes,
stage set. Was that a lot? Is it a lot? Is it a big stage set? Is it?
it is.
It
I
is?
mean, we
So excited.
yeah, she is. Go on. You'll see the pictures on my IG or
It's my
Facebook.
job to be excited. though.
I love it though.
She is excited.
Your energy is
She's
really
excited.
good.
I really
Yeah.
like it, but I like to see beautiful, smart women and people doing great things, right? So
You-
it's.
you should be hosting the show.
I should be. Do you have a microphone that works?
Come on down. All right.
You.
What's your name again, honey?
Miss Nika.
Okay, Miss Nika is hosting the show tonight. We just
you
found
go.
our host.
Ah.
Nika is hosting because she has so much energy. I know you're gonna pull the crowd
Yes,
in. Nika,
yes.
you're hosting tonight.
I'm,
You just
I'm there. I'm
Okay.
telling you. And all day today, I'm going live 10 times, and we just going to see who's
right.
going to come with me and pay this $45. Hey, 45 plus 45 is 90. Look, get your money.
okay.
I'm glad you
Together.
stopped it.
I was like 80. Ooh, no, that's 90.
45 plus 45, carry
But
the
I
one.
need y'all to, and it's just important. So we always talk about how great people are and how great things are. But if we don't actually spend the money and plant the seed to help it grow bigger, we're not doing our due justice, right? So that's one of the things that I'm pushing, because we always talk about rising together and womenhood and yes, but if we're not there to go buy the ticket, we're not helping her be successful. We're not helping this play go to 8 more cities. We're not helping it turn into a movie if all we're doing is liking the flyer, right? So it's that important to grab that $45. And if you got to come by yourself, you can sit in my row and we all just hang out together, you know? And
your row. You host.
I mean, well, after I finish, girl. After I finish,
She
and
still
I go
wanna
in and
see the
it.
play.
I want to see it. I can't wait. I can't wait. What is she doing?
I don't know. She's leaving. So that's fine.
Oh,
All right. You go call Shirley.
Shirley's in the play. We need Shirley.
Shirley's in the
She's like one of the lead people.
Oh, okay, fine.
I'm sure she can take over too and play both the roles.
No,
She'll be
I
like,
can't.
girl, are you
Mama
kidding me?
Mama
Uh-huh.
Shirley can sing.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah,
can't.
that's right. She
I can't
sings.
sing. So
You could try.
So Zay says
You could try.
we can sing. We have to
Yes.
stop saying we can't do stuff. So he says we can sing.
I tried.
We
and
just can't
failed.
sing
And
well.
it's okay.
No,
I
there's
just
no-
wasn't successful in
You
that
are-
area.
look,
it's just not
look.
my time yet. I spoke to
Everybody-
God and he told me he's still working on me.
spoke to God.
So
and that's
just give it
okay.
some time. Give it some time. He's still working on me.
Yes,
You can
ma'am.
sing. Everybody can sing. You can sing.
You just can't sing.
You
good.
sing well. It just don't sound good.
just doesn't sound
But
good.
you can sing very well.
Yeah, it sounds good to him when
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
There you
It
go.
sounds good to me too when I be singing. It don't even really. It don't even. Sometimes I'll be like, it don't sound good. All right, my friends. Everybody knows where to go, right? You know where to go. You know where to get your tickets. They're at the Tobin. Just go. You don't have to worry about any extra fees or anything. Just go to the box office and grab your tickets, all right?
Absolutely.
So let's make that happen. And again, follow my girl. If you need hair right now, look, this is gorgeous. This is so in. Boo, boo. It is gorgeous. I don't know who sewed it in, but Nikki Merle can hook you up down here in San
Hope the
Antonio, okay?
hairologist. So this in
Hope?
Hope the hairologist.
Hope the hairologist.
The
That is
hairologist.
nice.
I didn't
I'm
know that.
assuming they're in Atlanta.
I didn't
Yes,
know that was a
yes.
degree.
Huh, do you see it?
I
It
see
is.
it. I
It
see
is.
it.
It's a degree.
Look, look,
boo.
look, before.
After, right. So Hope the hairologist, since she's not, if you're in Atlanta, you already know where to get the hair, then you
Yep.
know where to get it sewn in. If you're in San Antonio, go get the hair and get Nikki Merle to sew it in, all right? And stay updated and all that good stuff and support. All right? I love you guys so
Absolutely.
very much. She got to come back because I got to pray.
You just got to talk into the microphone, if you will, please.
I am.
You are not. You are. This is not in the microphone. See how nobody hears you. See how nobody hears you. See how everybody heard that laugh.
Oh, I know, but she's coming back. We're about to leave, but we know I got to pray first. So.
Okay.
Oh, you did?
Oh well. No.
Okay, so Laura Johnson.
You have
you
your
didn't
own-
win tickets. It's Laurie Johnson. Laurie Johnson.
Laurie Johnson. Laura, stay home. You didn't win.
Laura, you know,
Laurie, you won.
Laura, you know you didn't enter this contest, so
Right,
there's
right,
no
right,
way
right.
you could have won. So.
So Laurie Johnson.
I know who Laurie Johnson
Johnson
is too, and she's definitely knows she a winner.
All right.
Laura had got no chance. Grab that hand over there.
Laura. Oh, pardon me.
All right.
All right.
Dear Lord, thank you so very much for waking us up for another day and giving us another opportunity to uplift the kingdom. Thank you for these lovely ladies, smart, intelligent, awesome, with great ideas and energy to uplift your kingdom and put people in a better place. So give them the strength that they need to get the job done. Give them the energy that they need to get the job done. Put the people in front of them that they need to get the job done. And then just continue to grow their spirit and their platform to do what you want them, what you have them here to do, dear Lord. Give us traveling grace this morning and give us as close to a sold-out crowd tonight through all the rest of the shows, dear Lord. We thank you for our lessons and our blessings. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
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 I like that.
Yes.
Our lessons and our blessings.
Beauty.
And our blessings, girl. It's either one of the two, one or the other.
You hear it. Know that was from you, okay?
Boom, it's going to be Internet Praxol. If you do need help with the babies when it gets to that point, I'm going to give you my number. So I love it. Absolutely.
All right, world. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Keep it sexy, Alamo City. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Go to the play tonight. Look at this, just right in front. Don't
With your
matter.
host, Nika.
Go to the place tonight. Yes, go to the play tonight. Nika is hosting, and all is going to be
Beautiful.
beautiful in the
can't
kingdom.
wait. I freaking
Yes,
can't wait.
beautiful in the kingdom. Kikasevsky, San Antonio. Kissy face.
We're out.
Girl, you got to go get dressed.
I know. I'm excited. I'm there. I am there.
Nika is going to be hosting tonight at Unfaithful. Make sure that you guys go catch that, okay? Get your tickets right now. It's going to be amazing. See you next time.